All right, so you want notebooks and planners and journals for your business, right? And they have to look amazing.
Of course.
But you also want them to be, eco-friendly,
Absolutely.
sustainable. That's where this deep dive comes in.
Okay.
We've got these excerpts from an article by Leo Sheedy.
Okay.
He's the CEO of Lion Paper Products.
Gotcha.
The article's called Balancing Eco-Friendliness with Quality, Achieving a Sustainable Win-Win in B2B Notebook Sourcing. Bit of a mouthful.
Yeah.
But trust me, his insights are
I believe you.
really valuable.
Okay.
And I'm going to get to the heart of it,
Right.
the essentials for you.
Okay.
Buckle up, because this could seriously transform how you source these things
Interesting.
and impress your customers, too.
Sounds promising.
So many businesses, I feel like they get stuck,
Mm-hmm.
between this rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
They want to be eco-conscious,
Right.
but then they're worried about sacrificing quality
Sure.
or breaking the bank.
Yeah, that's a common struggle.
It is. And Leo doesn't shy away from that at all. He
Oh.
actually tells this story
Okay.
about a time his company ordered these journals,
Okay.
and they looked amazing in the catalog.
All right.
But when they arrived,
Yeah.
total letdown,
Oh.
flimsy covers.
Oh, no.
The paper quality was all over the place.
Inconsistent.
Yeah, a complete disaster.
That's rough.
It was...
Emphasizes a good point, though,
What's that?
that sometimes if you try to cut corners on quality,
Mm-hmm.
it really backfires.
Yeah. You might save a little money up front, but
Yeah.
long-term damage to your brand.
Exactly. Hard to recover from.
It is. So how do we not fall into that trap?
Good question.
Leo's big idea is that it doesn't have to be either or.
Okay.
Like, you can aim for both sustainability and top-notch quality.
Interesting.
And this is where it gets really
Yeah,
interesting.
I'm listening.
He argues that that approach can actually unlock some incredible benefits.
Like what?
Think about it: increased customer satisfaction,
Sure.
deeper brand loyalty,
Mm-hmm.
a real competitive edge.
I like it.
Imagine your customers raving about your notebooks, not just because they look good,
Right.
but because they're durable and
Mhm.
because they know that they're supporting a company that cares.
About sustainability.
Exactly.
That's a good look.
It is. So how do we make it happen?
Yeah. How do
The Leo breaks it down into 8 super practical strategies
Sure.
for building a supply chain that delivers on both
Both quality and
sustainability.
Gotcha.
And the first one sets the foundation.
Okay.
Define clear sustainability and quality goals.
So before you even start,
Before you even talk to suppliers,
Okay.
you need a crystal clear picture of what you want.
so no more vague ideas about good quality
Exactly.
or, eco-friendly.
Right. We need specifics.
Okay.
Think about paperweight.
All right.
Are we talking a substantial notebook?
For field work and stuff.
Yes, something that's going to hold up. Or are we talking something sleek and light?
For everyday use.
Exactly. What about the binding?
Good point.
What's going to hold up to heavy use?
Yeah, you don't want pages falling out.
Definitely not.
What about recycled materials?
Yeah. Are those a must-have?
Or certifications like FSC?
That's a good one.
Yeah, there are a lot of options.
There are. And Leo suggests something really simple.
What's that?
Just grab a whiteboard.
A whiteboard.
Yeah, old school.
Okay.
Jot it all down.
It's a visual.
Exactly. Keeps you and your team on track.
That's smart.
It is simple, but it's effective.
So step 1, clear goals.
What's next?
Well, you got to find the right suppliers, right?
True.
Vetting your suppliers rigorously.
This is where it gets interesting.
Oh.
Don't just go for the lowest bidder.
Okay.
You got to dig deeper.
What do you mean?
Really get to know these suppliers,
Right.
not just glancing at a price list.
So what should we be looking for?
Leo emphasizes certifications.
Right.
ISO 9001
Right?
tells you they were good quality management systems.
That's important.
It is FSC
Yeah.
certifies responsible forest management.
Good for the planet.
Exactly. And if you're working with the big names,
Mm-hmm.
Dizzy-Fama,
That's the gold standard.
it is. He even suggests going a step further: factory audits
Wow.
in person or through a third party.
That's serious.
It is. He tells this story about touring a factory in Cambodia.
Oh.
And it wasn't as flashy as some he'd seen in China,
Okay.
but their commitment to quality and sustainability,
Yeah.
it was off the charts.
Impressive. It really was.
So certifications, audits,
Mhm.
anything else.
Oh, don't
Yeah.
forget samples.
Oh, right, samples.
And not just
Oh my
one,
God.
multiple samples.
Gotcha.
You got to check for consistency.
Consistency.
Yeah. Remember that story about the planner samples?
I don't think so.
First batch was perfect.
Okay.
The next one,
Yeah.
paper thickness was all over the place.
Oh, wow. So yeah, be thorough.
Multiple samples check for consistency. Got it.
So we've defined our goals, found some potential suppliers.
Check.
What's next?
Embrace technology.
That's right. Leo's third strategy.
Okay.
Leveraging digital tools
Right.
to bring transparency to your supply chain.
So that's where things like Sabariber and TradeGecko come in.
Exactly. I've heard about these, but
Yeah.
The tech side can be a little,
Overwhelming.
yeah,
I get it.
a little bit.
But they're here to make your life easier,
Okay.
not harder.
All right.
You can track production shipments in real time.
So no more?
No more agonizing wait times.
Okay.
No more guessing games.
So you know exactly what's going on.
Instant visibility every step of the way.
Okay, so no more nail biting.
Exactly.
But beyond real-time tracking, what's the real magic here?
Data. Yeah, powerful data analytics.
Okay.
This can totally transform your inventory management.
How so?
You can forecast demand,
Okay.
see trends emerging, have loss, and adjust your order quantities.
So no more overstocking.
Exactly.
Or even worse, running out when demand is high.
The worst accurate forecasting means
Less waste.
less waste.
Fewer headaches.
Face headaches.
Makes sense. And I've also heard about these systems that send out automated alerts.
Oh yeah, those are lifesavers.
What do they do?
They're like your personal watchdog,
Okay.
notifying you instantly if there are any hiccups.
A hiccup?
Like production delays,
Oh, okay.
shipping delays.
Gotcha.
So imagine,
Yeah.
you get a heads up the moment a shipment is delayed.
Oh, that's helpful.
You can adjust your plans.
Communicate with your customers?
Exactly.
Before they get upset?
Proactive communication.
I like it. And there was this Harvard Business Review study.
Oh yeah, I read that.
Found that companies using these tools
Mm-hmm.
see a 20% reduction in delivery delays.
20%, that's huge.
Which massive.
Game changer.
Especially in today's world.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm starting to see the light when it comes to these tools.
Good.
So we've got our goals. We've vetted suppliers.
Yep.
You're embracing technology.
Uh-huh.
What's next?
Let's talk contracts.
Contracts.
Yeah, Leo's fourth strategy.
Okay.
Negotiating clear, detailed agreements.
And there's no room for
Misunderstanding.
misunderstandings. Exact. He actually learned this the hard way.
Oh no.
A project almost went completely off the rails
Really?
because the contract was too vague.
That's a nightmare.
It was, so how do we avoid that?
Yeah, what should we focus on?
Everything needs to be spelled out clearly, unambiguously, quality specifications.
Right.
Exactly how thick should the paper be?
Mm-hmm.
What type of binding?
Gotcha.
Delivery timelines, cost breakdowns.
Sure.
Every single detail.
No assumptions.
No assumptions.
Yes,
Okay, so we've covered 4 of Leo's 8 strategies.
4 down.
Let's take a moment to let that sink in.
Take a breath.
And then we'll jump back in to cover the remaining 3.
Sounds good.
Okay, so we're back.
Ready for more?
Ready to dive into those last 3 strategies from Leo's article.
All right, let's do it.
Where do we go from here?
Let's talk about embracing sustainability
Okay.
in your sourcing process.
This isn't just about,
Not just ticking a box.
saying you use recycled paper.
Right. It's about a deeper commitment.
Okay, so what does that look like in action?
Well, it starts with choosing suppliers
Okay.
who prioritize environmental responsibility.
Gotcha.
Look for certifications
Like
like the Forest Stewardship Council,
FSC.
right, that ensures the paper comes from responsibly managed forests.
Okay, and don't be afraid to ask tough questions.
Absolute transparency is key.
So it's about looking beyond the surface.
Yeah, really understanding how your suppliers operate.
But let's be honest, sometimes sustainability can feel like,
An added expense.
yeah, is there a business case for going the extra mile here?
Absolutely. Remember that statistic we mentioned?
The one about consumers paying more?
Yeah, over 60% of consumers are willing to pay more for eco-friendly products.
Okay, so it's not just a trend.
It's a major shift in consumer behavior.
So by making sustainability a core part of your sourcing
You're not just doing the right thing for the planet.
Right.
You're tapping into a growing market.
of conscious consumers.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm convinced sustainability is good for business and the planet.
Win-win.
What's next on Leo's list?
Building strong relationships. Your suppliers.
So it's more than just
More than just transactions.
seeing them as partners.
Exactly. Partners in your success.
I've heard this before, but I have to admit, I sometimes struggle with it.
I get it.
I'm so focused on the best price and meeting deadlines
Sure.
that I forget about the human side of things.
It's easy to do.
What are some practical tips for building those stronger relationships?
Communication is key.
Okay.
Regular check-ins, open dialogue,
Mm-hmm.
a willingness to work together to solve problems.
So it's about building trust.
Absolute trust and mutual respect.
Leo tells a story about a time when one of his suppliers had a major delay.
Oh, no.
Yeah, a production delay, but because they had such a strong relationship,
Yeah.
the supplier went above and beyond to prioritize his order.
Wow, that's a great example.
Of how those strong relationships can really pay off.
When things get tough,
Yeah, it's like having a safety net.
you've got someone in your corner.
Exactly. Okay, I'm starting to see the bigger picture here.
Good.
What's Leo's final strategy?
Staying ahead of the curve,
Okay.
monitoring market trends,
Right.
and most importantly, listening to your customers.
That makes sense. The market is constantly evolving.
It is, and consumer preferences are always shifting.
So how do we stay on top of those changes?
Leo recommends a multi-pronged approach.
Okay.
Keep an eye on industry reports.
All right.
Use tools like Google Trends to see what's hot.
Mm-hmm.
And most importantly, actively seek feedback from your customers.
Ask them what they love,
Yeah, what they'd like to see improved.
what new features they're looking for.
Exactly. He shares this anecdote about how he completely revamped
What?
the layout of his company's planners.
Really?
Yeah, based on customer feedback. The
And,
result was a 30% increase in repeat orders.
wow, that's the power of listening.
It's amazing what you can learn when you stop talking and start listening.
So true.
Customer insights can be gold mines.
Okay, so we've covered all 8 of Leo's strategies.
We did it.
But he doesn't stop there.
No,
He provides an action plan.
an action plan.
Yeah, to help you put all this advice into practice.
So it's like a roadmap.
Exactly, a roadmap to sourcing success.
And is it complicated?
Not at all. Surprisingly simple and straightforward.
Okay.
Clear, actionable steps.
Like,
Starts with defining your requirements,
Right.
setting your budget and timeline expectations.
makes sense.
Then he dives into vetting suppliers.
Emphasizing those certifications and audits.
The sample testing we talked about
Right.
reminds us about the power of technology for transparency.
And those rock-solid contracts.
Exactly. And of course, he wraps it up,
That is.
emphasizing the need to optimize order volumes,
Okay.
embrace sustainability at every step,
Mm-hmm.
nurture those long-term supplier relationships,
Important.
and stay attuned to market trends and customer feedback.
So it's a holistic approach?
It is a strategic approach to sourcing.
I like it.
I love how he pulls it all together.
Into a clear action plan.
Yeah, it feels like a cheat sheet for sourcing success.
I like the sound of that.
But you know what strikes me as the most important takeaway?
What's that?
We don't have to compromise.
You mean?
We can achieve both quality and sustainability.
Without breaking the bank.
Exactly.
It's a win-win.
You get incredible notebooks where your customers will love.
Right.
You save money, minimize risk.
And you're contributing to a healthier planet.
It's a powerful reminder that businesses can make a positive impact.
While achieving their goals.
Okay, so we've unpacked Leo's strategies.
We have.
We've got our action plan.
Ready to go?
What's the final thought you want to leave our listener with?
I think the real takeaway is that sourcing doesn't have to be a headache.
It shouldn't be.
It can be a strategic advantage.
Done thoughtfully.
Exactly. And remember, every notebook you source,
Yeah.
it's a reflection of your brand.
So when you prioritize quality, sustainability, ethical sourcing,
You're not just checking boxes.
right,
You're making a statement,
about your values.
building a brand that people can believe in.
So as you embark on your own notebook sourcing journey,
What's one small change you could make today?
to start moving towards a more sustainable and high-quality approach,
Maybe it's reaching out to a supplier who specializes in recycled materials.
or exploring those digital tools,
That could bring more transparency.
or maybe it's simply taking the time to define those clear goals.
Those sustainability and quality goals that Leo talked about,
Every step you take
no matter how small.
brings you closer to creating a sourcing strategy that benefits everyone.
Your business, your customers, the planet,
That's a great note to end on. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
into the world of sustainable notebook sourcing.
It's been a pleasure exploring these ideas with you.
Likewise,
Remember, sourcing smarter isn't just about finding the cheapest option
it's about making choices that align with your values.
and create a positive impact.
Until next time.
It's funny, we often think about sourcing as, this like purely practical thing.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, but what Leo really highlights is that it can be so much more.
More than that.
Yeah, it can be a powerful expression of your brand's values.
That's a good point. Yeah.
When your values align with what your customers care about,
Mm-hmm.
you build trust.
Trust.
Loyalty. That's hard to beat.
It's true.
It's like that saying, people don't buy what you do.
They buy why you do it.
Exactly.
Really?
So as you embark on, your own notebook sourcing journey, think
Mhm.
about what matters.
To you and your customers.
Yeah. Is it minimizing your environmental footprint?
Could be.
Is it supporting fair labor practices?
Maybe.
Using the highest quality materials?
All important considerations.
Once you have clarity on your values,
Then what?
then you can start making sourcing decisions that reflect those priorities.
Makes sense.
And those decisions, they can have a ripple effect.
The ripple effect how?
They influence not only your bottom line,
Okay.
but also the lives of the people who make your products
Mm-hmm.
and the health of the planet.
It's all connected.
It is. It's about recognizing that every choice we make has an impact.
Every choice.
And by choosing wisely,
Yeah.
we can create a more sustainable and equitable world.
I like that.
So as we wrap up here, what's one question?
For the listeners.
Yeah, that they should keep in mind as they move forward with their sourcing decisions.
I'd encourage them to ask themselves,
Yeah,
what legacy do I want to create with my business?
because every notebook, every planner, every journal,
They all tell a story.
and it's up to them to decide what kind of story they want to tell.
Powerful.
So that's it.
That's the deep dive.
Thanks for joining us on this journey into the world of sustainable and high-quality notebook sourcing.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope you gained some valuable insights, some practical tips,
To transform your sourcing
and
game.
make a real difference.
Until next time.
See ya!